Hi there, welcome back to the Flask Mastery series. In this session we are going to learn how to create refresh tokens for our API in case the access token expires. So let's jump right in. A refresh token is a long-lived credential that is used to obtain a new access token after the current one expires. So in the recent video we created access tokens having logged in a user, so kindly check out the video in case you are green about access token. Imagine you're accessing a secure website or a mobile application. So whenever you log in, you're always issued an access token which grants you permission to access certain resources like your profile data. However, access tokens are created in a way that they are short-lived, meaning that they always have an expiration time to enhance security. So that's where refresh tokens come in. If your access token expires, you can always create a refresh token to get a new one without logging in again. Now that we have some insights about refresh tokens, let's see how we can implement them within our API. So since we are working with Flask JWT extended, it provides an easier way of us creating refresh tokens for APIs. So you can check out the documentation under the refresh tokens menu. You can pretty see an example where they are trying to show us how we can implement the logic for creating refresh tokens. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this such that we can use it for our API. So the decorator we are working with for the blueprint is the auth decorator. So I'm going to ensure that I'm updating this to auth. Then the URL for this endpoint is going to be token/refresh, and then the method is going to be a post. So we ensure that we are protecting this route, but the way the logic works is that we pass in the Boolean parameter refresh equals to true to ensure that when we are testing the endpoint, we have to always pass in the refresh token so that it can create for us an access token. So we use the method getJWTIdentity to get the identity of the current logged in user. And then Flask JWT extended works with a create access token function that takes in the identity of the user for which we want to create the access token. And then our response is simply returning the access token. So I think we can customize this to something better by creating a key for the access token and then passing in the access token. So for this route, we are also going to ensure that we are returning the refresh token whenever we log in a particular user. So I'm going to check out the docs and I'll copy this statement. So after line 99, I'm going to paste this, create refresh token. So the identity we pass in, since we are not working with static data, must be our user ID. So I'm going to access the user object, then the ID attribute. So within this object for the user, we are going to go ahead and append a new key for the refresh token. So this is going to be refresh token, and then the value is going to be the variable that we have defined. So I'm now going to go ahead and test our logic to ensure that it is working as expected. So first of all, clear the terminal and rerun the application. So within Postman, I'm going to ensure that I'm creating a new request, and the request name is going to be refresh token, and then the URL for this is going to be auth/token then /refresh. So the method for this is going to be a post. When I try to make a new request, we can pretty see that we need the authorization header. So the authorization header for this case that we need is going to be the refresh token that we get having logged in. So I'll make a new request to the login endpoint, and we now get the refresh token. So I'm going to copy this, and within the request for creating a new refresh token, I access the authorization headers and then the bearer token. So I'm going to paste the refresh token that we copied and make a new request. Having made a request, we can pretty see that our access token is created. So we shall be using this endpoint to create new access tokens once the recent access token that you are working with has expired. I hope you found this session insightful and helpful to you. Thanks for watching, and see you again in the next session.